How did Ray Charles redefine the boundaries of popular music? What was the significance of Ray Charles's ability to cross over to both white and black audiences? What impact did Ray Charles have on breaking down musical and racial segregation in America? Ray Charles's voice is like the Liberty Bell, ringing truer than ever. His tenacity and courage in battling blindness and racism are truly admirable. Overcoming drug addiction and establishing artistic independence, he has shown incredible resilience. His voice is immediately accessible, elastic, and ecstatic, inviting you in with its warmth. It's impossible to think about American music since 1950 without hearing his signature tunes. Even when singing lesser material, Charles taps into an emotional reserve that is unmatched. His definition of soul ended up defining himself, making him an iconic figure in American music. Ray Charles has stayed true to his unique voice, making him consistently underrated but influential. His grace, instinctive phrasing, and sheer emotional commitment give his interpretations a depth that's unmatched. Born blind in Albany, Georgia, Ray Charles took his time finding his voice but has since become a musical legend. At the State School for Deaf and Blind Children in St. Augustine, Charles mastered Braille scores and learned to play multiple instruments, all while listening deeply to a variety of music genres. Orphaned at 15, Charles worked as a pianist, singer, and arranger, collaborating with other musicians such as a young Quincy Jones. Charles didn't invent soul singing, but he played a crucial role in popularizing it by blending the religious and secular elements of black music. Mahalia Jackson had already brought gospel music to white audiences, but Charles took it a step further by infusing it with the rawness of blues. Blues and gospel were traditionally very different genres, but Charles managed to combine them in a way that resonated with audiences of all backgrounds. With the creation of soul music, Charles secularized gospel without losing its unique vocal characteristics, making him the first black singer to captivate a largely white audience without compromising his roots. Soul was a new sound rooted in old sounds, and there was little repertoire in this new idiom, so Charles had to create it himself. He started by reimagining gospel standards, infusing them with new lyrics and arrangements to appeal to a wider audience. His 1954 hit, I Got a Woman, was a radical reinterpretation of a gospel song, marking a significant moment in the evolution of soul music. Charles's musical legacy lives on as he continues to inspire artists and listeners with his groundbreaking contributions to the world of music. Ray Charles was a musical pioneer, blending gospel and blues to create a new style that reflected his own unique voice and experiences. His big band tradition and exuberant choir created a sound that was both earthy and deeply rooted in the church. Despite his earthy vocals and often sensual performances, Charles's remained a church voice, leading to him being called the High Priest of Soul. His influence can be seen in the great gospel-reared singers who followed, from Aretha Franklin to Whitney Houston and beyond. The sacred/secular dichotomy in Charles's singing provided an edge that is still evident in his performances, where the line between salvation and sensuality is thin. His distinctive voice and energetic performances reflected the joy and pain that defines his music. Charles's early records lacked distinction, but his talent and determination led him to become a musical icon. His unique blend of gospel and blues created a new musical context for the blues, earning him comparisons to Louis Armstrong in the jazz world. Charles's impact on music can still be felt today, as his influence can be seen in the work of countless artists who followed in his footsteps. His legacy as a musical pioneer and icon is undeniable, and his impact on the world of music will be felt for generations to come. In 1952, Ray Charles famously broke his $2,000 contract with Atlantic Records, feeling that he was worth more. Atlantic Records saw Charles as a versatile performer, but not necessarily a unique one. But it was at this label that Charles started to refine his sound. Gradually evolving a more visceral, urban pulse, Charles began to dominate the gospel feeling in his music. I Got a Woman was a breakthrough single for Charles, though it surprisingly never charted as high on the pop side as his other hits. The raucous and uninhibited performance on this track shook listeners up and provided Charles with a blast of fresh air in the pop music scene. What Did I Say elevated Charles to concert status, and its success allowed him to form and maintain his own band, giving him control over his career. Over the decades, Charles thrived on confounding record companies' and audiences' expectations, moving comfortably among a variety of musical styles. In the late 50s, Charles showcased his skills as a pianist on a series of instrumental recordings with jazz musicians such as Milt Jackson, Hank Crawford, and David "Fathead" Newman. In 1962, Charles came up with his extraordinary modern sounds in country and western albums, showcasing his appreciation for the genre's strong melodies and direct emotions. These albums provided Charles with a loyal audience and made Charley Pride's subsequent breakthrough possible. Ray Charles was a music pioneer, breaking down traditional genre boundaries. What was the first important hit by Ray Charles? I Got a Woman. In what year did Ray Charles leave Atlantic for ABC Paramount? (1962). Which gospel standards did Ray Charles transform into new songs? This Little Light of Mine and My Jesus Is All the World. What was the title of Ray Charles's monumental hit in 1962 that topped the soul, pop, and country charts simultaneously? I Can't Stop Loving You. Which label is Ray Charles currently recording for? Columbia Records. What genre of music did Ray Charles showcase his skills as a pianist in the late 50s? Jazz. Which singer referred to Ray Charles as the Righteous Reverend Ray? Aretha Franklin. What year was Ray Charles born? 1935. What was the nickname given to Ray Charles due to his unique vocal characteristics? The High Priest of Soul. Which song was Ray Charles's last top 10 hit? Crying Time.